Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and after I get done doing this video, I'm going to do something that I do not like doing that goes into the category just like the unloading the dishwasher. I do not like unloading the dishwasher. You've heard me complain about it before on this channel. I also do not like to have to take clothes to the dry cleaners. That is not one of the things that I enjoy. I do not like having to go over there and do it and the whole thing, okay? I don't even like to dress up that much, but a lot of the things for the dry cleaners are things that I had worn when I went to like Vegas and Singapore, but I just don't like it. So when XRP moons and I'm sitting there having some cinnamon coffee at my mansion, after I get done making you a video, I'm going to have maybe a bell that I ring or something that lets someone know somewhere to come get the dry cleaning because I don't want to have to fool with it. Okay. And then I'm just going to make a video and watch TV or something like that. Okay. This first tweet is from XRP Big Time, @X Big Time. And I wanted to go over this just to bring something up. Citi helps clients collect cross-border B2B payments with a new platform, Citi Global Connect Business Wire. Sounds like Ripple, and he copied me in on this. And so he's saying this sounds like it could be Ripple. Well, I wanted to mention that Citi is the one bank. Now, Citi is probably top 1 or 2 largest banks in the world. It is the one bank that I have absolutely no recollection of discussing in terms of them meeting with Ripple. Just about, I've said several times on this channel, under every financial rock that you look, and I think DM Logic said that at one point, under every financial rock that you look, you will find Ripple or XRP or both. And that includes anything across the world. That's how spread out Ripple is and in what they're working on. But Citi is the one bank that so I'm kind of asking some of these mega researchers that we have in the community, and these guys, wow, and I'm about to show you some of them. These guys find documentation of things under rocks that I don't know how they do it, but they do it. So if any of you have anything with regard to Ripple and Citi, I would like to be able to show that to my audience because that would be exciting information. Okay, moving on. Chinu Patel, this, of course, I've told you he's the Financial News Network bureau chief of the planet for this channel. And so when you have a title like that, I guess you have to work harder than everybody else. Well, this guy has provided me a ton of information this morning, as he always does. First, from XRP Researcher, we haven't covered R3 in a while. Well, that has changed this morning. Thank you to Rose on the Moon. I don't follow Rose on the Moon, but I will now. Rose on the Moon. National Australia Bank joins Marco Polo Network. NAB is the 21st largest bank in the world. NAB is a Ripple customer. And so even though Marco Polo is a separate thing, the Corda settler with R3 is the one that uses XRP. But they've joined the Marco Polo Network in terms of how all that works together. Some of the guys will let me know, I'm sure, and once somebody tells me how all this, that's another thing I'd like to, a simple explanation of Marco Polo Network. How's that different from Corda settler, so that we can talk about that as well. All right, Bun Crip. This is this lady, Edith Young, okay, from Proof of Capital, says the Chinese government has been really thoughtful about the digital currency electronic payment framework and its rollout. She says it will definitely be deployed within the next 6 to 12 months. Now, when we see this, they're talking about the Chinese government and how thoughtful they've been with this. If you believe, like this is something I mentioned that Brad Combs and I had talked about, to believe that the United States has been sitting on their hands while China has been prepping themselves to put out a central bank digital currency and the U.S. has just been sitting around doing nothing is extremely naive, which leads me into this from Michelle Vandenberg. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. This is a Tony Valentino tweet. As he always does, he sends out a lot of tweets that intrigue me and my audience. And so I like every once in a while to show you what some of the things this guy's thinking. The UN will step in with the IMF and BIS to decide the dollar standard must end. XRP is the replacement. I love how confident he is about this. No coincidences, all planned. And he's tweeting out this article. America will have to dig deeper into their national debt if ongoing trade war between China and the U.S. turns into a financial one. Now, I don't know where they're coming up with 60 trillion. I thought we were at about 23 trillion. Maybe there's something that's going to happen that's going to blast it to 60. But I want to make a point here. There are many out there when you read something like this, and I used to be one of them. It says the IMF and BIS they'll decide the dollar standard must end, and the XRP. In other words, he's saying XRP will be the world reserve currency. Now, there are many people that are listening to my voice, including the way I used to be. That when you hear something like that, you're like, come on now. I mean, that's going a little too far. Well, I'm telling you, and I've said this, I'm going to say it again. When I was at Swell and I was standing in the room, and I think the guy was an ex-Indian central banker. And when I saw Brad Combs basically ask this guy if he thought it could be the world reserve currency, and Brad Combs did not get laughed out of the room. The central banker did not tell him he was an idiot. Nobody in that room, the only thing that happened in that room was a rise of laughter at the end for Brad's question. And the other thing that happened was that central banker did not say, "Oh, you're an idiot, that's a stupid idea." He said, "Well, I think that it's more likely to be more like a bridge currency." The idea to me that someone who's been anywhere near central banking would sit on a stage with his name on the line, knowing that he was being videoed, and say something like that tells you everything you need to know about how huge this whole XRP thing is. And that made, if I got nothing else out of it, that made quite the impression on me. And I can assure you, every time I have an extra $100 laying around, it goes into XRP. Make no mistake about that. Okay. Now, Chinu, I didn't need to show him again, but he sent me so many of these things. This is one of our I'll call him an ultra researcher, King Solomon. October 2019, Fidelity National Information Services Treasury Modernization Survey. Keep in mind, a couple of years ago, Ripple wouldn't have even made this list. And here's the list, and it says, which treasury and payments technology developments will be most important in 2019 and beyond? Blockchain / Ripple, right here in the middle. And this is the 2019 Treasury Modernization Survey, Corporate Treasury at a Crossroads from FIS. Wow. Okay. And then there was this. We've been waiting for this, guys. Another one from King Solomon, who's on fire today as well, just like Chinu Patel. New IMF Working Paper, Designing Central Bank Digital Currencies. So China's coming out with a central bank digital currency, and the IMF is telling you that there's going to be, they've got a freaking working paper on central bank digital currencies. I mean, how much more writing on the wall? As I say, does my 7-year-old need to draw you another picture? And by the way, this is a message to Brad Garlinghouse and friends, since I did not get to put in Brad's hands his drawing that my son did for him with the long, creepy arms, making it rain with XRP. And I also have a a Grateful Dead Ripple shirt for David Schwartz, and I have official shirts for a lot of guys at Ripple. I'm going to be dropping those in the mail to you, Ripple, here this week. So I've been out of pocket because of the heart thing, and I haven't felt right, but I'm staring at your shirts and the drawing right now. They're going to be dropped in the mail to you guys. And if you could do me a favor, this is probably to David Schwartz. I want to see a picture of you in the Grateful Dead Ripple shirt. It's awesome. You're going to like it. And I just had to guess on all you guys' sizes. David and Brad were taller than I thought they were going to be. So hopefully the shirts will fit. Okay. Moving along. Also, this is from Rhythm Trader. Negative interest rates have now hit the average saver. The first German bank will collect a depository charge of 0.5% on savings accounts with deposits of €1 and above. Yet Bitcoin is an experiment here. So these guys are literally going. Not only does the price used to, when I was growing up, your grandparents would go to the bank and they were being very conservative because they got burned by the Great Depression or whatever, and they would lock their money up in a CD with a bank, and they would get paid 5% or something like that, and that was 3 to 5%, maybe a conservative return, but their money was safe in their mind. Well, we're living in a new world now, because now my grandparents would have a freak out, because now the banks is not safe, because these people not only do they not pay you for savings, now they're going to take your money for the privilege of putting your money in their bank and save. And then on top of that, they've written in bail-ins to what they can do to you when they make mistakes with monetary policy and print money into oblivion and create a central bank created financial crisis. Now they'll do a bail-in because they've written it into their policies so that they can go in and steal your grandparents' money and just shave off any savings that they do have. That's the world we live in now. It's one flew over the cuckoo's nest, folks. So get your Ledger Nano S, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, I tweeted this out yesterday. I think it's worthy of mentioning. We brought this up yesterday, this video here with Bob Ross, the CEO of Coinfield, because he had decided to build their Sologenic platform on the XRP ledger. Well, this is a tweet that he replied to all of that. He said, the fact that we've selected XRP Ledger over Ethereum doesn't mean Ether has a weak technology. We needed to offer the fastest and most cost-effective solution within Sologenic ecosystem to move liquidity in additional to the basic smart contract capability. The choice was XRP. And this is something a lot of people don't even think about or know about. XRP has smart contract capability. And that is cool. Okay? I've been telling you for over a year that XRP is the greatest digital asset ever created, and now Bob Ross is telling you. So if you don't want to take it from me, take it from a CEO of a CEO of a company in the space. XRP is the greatest digital asset ever created. It was created for the purpose of being an improvement on Bitcoin and what could be done. And it can continue to be improved upon. All right, Panda XRP. At Panda Ripple XRP breaking. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, the city's de facto central bank, may soon allow cryptocurrency-based derivatives to be traded on regulated platforms. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm trying to speed you through this because I have a decent amount of information. Crypto-XRP at crypto_-XRP sent me this. This is awesome if you haven't seen it, from another one of our major, good, awesome researchers. At XRP_Stewart, best Ripple tweets of 2017. I had never seen this, but a lot of the Ripple employees go through some of the funnier tweets of 2017. I think they need to do that again soon. It was great, but it's pretty awesome. Go and watch that. And then from XRP Darren, as we've said, anytime the market goes down, that's when a lot of the XRP FUD people really pile in. And the FUD starts up, we must be close. from XRP Darren, that famed 21 more. Just in, criminals have used this is a CoinDesk. Now look at this. Just in, criminals have used XRP to carry out their illicit activities, though hardly to the same degree as Bitcoin, according to a new report from blockchain sleuthing firm Elliptic. In other words, we're going to write this article. Why would the title of the article have XRP at the beginning when you're talking about illicit criminal activities? When you're saying in this that Bitcoin is not to the degree of Bitcoin, well then hell, title the article Criminals use Bitcoin more than any digital asset for criminal activity. They also use XRP some. Instead of titling the article to try to put the spotlight on XRP, you see how these people do things? And remember, CoinDesk is owned by the Digital Currency Group. The Digital Currency Group, the CEO of that is Barry Silbert. Digital Currency Group is invested in Ripple. Barry Silbert will not say the word Ripple or XRP. He's one of those guys. He will not. He loves talking about Bitcoin, but he won't say Ripple or XRP for some reason. I've never gotten that answer, a good answer to that question. But this is how they write these articles. Then Sergeant Obi-Wan decided to weigh in, and he said, "I bet criminals use cash far more often than for crime than digital assets." Of course they do, but that would not suit the media agenda here. Okay, and then there's this from CryptoView at Brando Aguilera. Sent me this. And this is, by the way, this is XRP Arcade.com. This is a great website from, why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? It'll pop in my head in a minute. He was in Singapore with us. But anyway, let me tell you what this is about. TradeStation Crypto. TradeStation Crypto, a subsidiary of TradeStation Group, today announced the launch of its crypto brokerage platform. They will have XRP. Leonidas is what I was trying to think of. I'm sorry. Leonidas, who is a very smart and a very good guy, very kind-hearted person. This is his website, XRParcade.com. It's one of the best websites in the XRP community. But anyway, this TradeStation Crypto is going to have XRP on their site as well. Okay, finally, this is from Michael at VAL5 Links. The Canadian Einstein Exchange, which was put into receivership a few weeks ago, is now closed completely. What is more, there is no evidence of the funds held on the exchange. Reportedly, around 16 million Canadian dollars. I'm assuming what that means. Now, I want to show you this. I haven't shown you in a while. I was on Ledger's website today. They've come out with a Ledger Nano X to the moon edition. It's got an astronaut and it says to the moon on there. But anyway, in the description of every video I do, you can get a Ledger Nano X to safely store your digital assets offline. Well, you're going to see more and more of this. These exchanges that go out of business and they're criminal outfits that steal your crypto. Get a hard wallet of some sort. You can get this one in the description of all of my videos. Finally, a Panda XRP tweet that I wanted to highlight because I love this tweet. From Panda, Ripple Panda XRP, salary is the bribe they give you to forget your dreams. And listen, I want to tell you up front, everybody can't work for themselves. I realize that, and you realize that. But I want to tell you, to those of you that are, especially you young people out there, I want to make a point to you about this because I've been on both sides of this coin. Always remember, I don't care who it is, when they're hiring you, their mission in life is to hire you. I just want you to think about these two different thought patterns. If I'm hiring you, my mission in life is to hire as smart of talent as I can get for as cheap as possible, because that's better for me, the guy hiring you. If you work for yourself, your entire mission in life is to maximize your income, to make as much money as you can possibly make. And to do that, you have to provide a service or a product that's better than everybody else's, or that's your attempt, is to make it better than everybody else's. But always remember, when you work for someone, their mission in life is to keep you for as little money as possible. And so always keep, I say that to tell you, always keep your wheels turning. And don't ever believe that you can't do your own thing, because you can. And sometimes I would tell you, never ever stop thinking, how can I do this? Make a product or a service and do my own thing. And start where you sit. Start right now. Start planning it. Do it. Don't think about it. Do it. Because you can change your life. And there's no better example than CZ Binance. This is a guy, as I recall, he sold his house. Within a year, this guy goes from a new business guy taking a major risk to becoming like a billionaire. It can be done, folks, especially in this space. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that whoever they're working for is intentionally paying them the least amount of money possible, because why wouldn't they? Thank you for listening.